Thanks a lot, Eugene. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. Now, Menchu elaborated a bit on what we can do in order to improve our physical well-being. I am going to elaborate a bit on what we can do in order to improve our mental well-being. And I'm going to tell you about an activity which, from my personal experience, can radically improve your focus. It can reduce stress. It can help you improve your personal relationships. It can help you get better sleep or simply be more creative. Now, some of you may already have guessed what I'm going to talk about, and the topic is going to be meditation. Now, as you can see, I'm not a Buddha monk. And I'm also not going to tell you about some weird Eastern kind of voodoo magic. Instead, I'm going to try and sell you a book. No, I'm just kidding. Instead, I'm going to simply show how it works, instead of telling you what courses you have to sign up for or what books you have to read. And actually, all you need in order to meditate is a quiet environment and a chair. And I'm going to take this chair in order to show you how to meditate. All you have to do is sit down in a quiet environment, and ideally you don't get distracted by any incoming emails or incoming phone calls. And what you do is you take some deep breath in through your nose, like this, and breathe out through your mouth, all right? Next, you close your eyes and you take your attention to your breath. And your breath also goes back to normal again. And then for about 5 minutes or so, whatever feels comfortable to you, you focus only on your breath. And you will realize that there are thoughts coming and going all the time. And that's okay. All you have to do is, once you realize that something distracts you, you acknowledge it, and you take the attention back to the breath and carry on. Now, after about 5 minutes, you gently open your eyes again, and you take that calmness, that peacefulness, with you into your day, and you will see what a huge difference it can make. Now, a few of you may think, or a few of you may try this for a day or maybe even 2, or maybe even a week, and then realize that it's pointless. And you're right to an extent, because at the very beginning, what's going to happen is that the thoughts are going to bounce around in your head like a silverware in a pinball machine. It's really like that, because we are not particularly good at focusing. The thing is, though, that a lot of important, successful people in the world, a lot of stars, they swear by this technique in order to bring more calmness and peacefulness into their lives. And it even has helped some of them to become the best in their fields. I'm talking about people like Oprah, or Clint Eastwood, or Liv Taylor, or Katy Perry, or Ray Dalio, Martin Scorsese, David Lynch, to name just a few. So what does meditation actually do to our brains that helps these people to become so good at what they're doing? In order to answer this question, we need to go back to our ancestors. Our ancestors, as you may all know, they were very prone to distractions. So whenever they heard a noise or whenever something popped up in their field of vision, that could mean a potential life-threatening situation to them. Nowadays, though, it's very unlikely that a saber-toothed tiger shows up at our office. There are other enemies, though, that freak us out to a similar extent, mobile phones. And that's because we still possess the same natural instincts. Researchers are slowly starting to figure out what the chemical reactions are that meditation is causing in our brains. For example, in an 11-hour mindfulness course, they observed that meditation is causing some structural changes in our brain in an area that's responsible for control and self-focus. In a similar experiment, although on a slightly larger scale, 2 months, they figured out that meditation reduced the activity in a part of the brain called the amygdala, which is responsible for triggering fear. And in a similar experiment, they found out that it increases the activity in a part of the brain that helps us to be less stressed and become more disciplined. So 5 minutes, my fellow Toastmasters and dear guests, can make a huge difference in your life. They can help you to be more peaceful and calm, to be more focused and efficient at work, and to be more resistant to all of the distractions going on around us. So if you've been struggling recently with keeping up with all the activities in your everyday life, or if too many commitments have been piling up in front of you, then I can highly recommend making this very little sacrifice and investing those 5 minutes every day in order to improve your quality of life. Thank you very much.